So it's Mark and Chris here. Say hi, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Lou.
All right, and we're reviewing the Hearstone Witchwood card list. First, we have Druid Dusk Fallen Aviana. It's a legendary card. It's a 3/7. On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. Now, the problem that's been enumerated by any number of people is that this is the first card you play this turn, so your opponent gets the value of your ability first. That's a big downside. The interesting thing about this card is that it's not. It says it's the first card played, so it's not the first minion played. So 10 mana spells such as Ultimate Infestation could be free. So that's cool, I guess.
Is there any way to like cheat her in, or
Mm.
is that considered playing a spell on this?
Yeah, it will. Well, yeah,
Uh,
it's first
well,
card played.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so all the ways to cheat around. The best thing I've heard to get the value out of this is you can use Alarmobot, which is a 3 mana 0/3, I believe. At the beginning of your turn, it switches itself with a creature in your hand. So if you could hit Duskclaw and Aviana with Alarmobot, you could get the advantage of this card for free. And plus, if you did that, you'd also still have the 5 mana or whatever turn you did that on, because you could do that on as soon as turn 3 or 4 with that card without the coin. Turn 3 if you have the coin. But
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with that is you need the consistency of it all. For one, you got to set that up, and so I guess that would go in a deck with um, a deck full of stuff that's already big that you want to cheat out for free anyway, and try to make a lot of bot great again.
I
Um,
can see that.
yeah, and then just maybe you can use this as like a big tempo swing because you get this for free, and then you drop I don't know, a molten giant or something probably better than that. Like you drop the Lich King or something. You do that.
Are there any decks that like just shit out their hand really quick? Or
Well, aggro dumpster hand, but it's all like small dudes. So or like really Paladin plays all their dudes from the deck. Not all of them, but up to 8 of them or 6 of them a game from the deck with Call to Arms. So that yeah, but I don't know. It'd be the only deck that comes to mind that would be something like a big druid. So just big fatties and keep this in. But you're typically going for ramp anyway, so it's still kind of the same principle of the big tempo swing thing. So
well, I can kind of see it like since aggro just like throws everything in their hand, they're not gonna get as much value since they're gonna be playing top deck. Maybe, and
yeah,
it's
okay,
reasonably
I see.
priced at 5. So
Yeah.
if you can make it to turn 6,
So in an environment where aggro decks are going strong that dump out their hand, this could be good. Yeah, that's kind of like the deck that can just throw up big walls in front of those guys.
just Druid have like a big way to gain life back or wipe the board into anything like that.
Druid's bad at wiping the board, but Druid does have a lot of life and or armor gain, depending on what cards they play. In fact, I think they actually have a new armor card right here in Ferocious Howl. We'll get to that. It's an armor gain card. Armor gain is in the Druid pool, so yeah, the Druid has a lot of armor gain, so they can gain life. But yeah, they don't wipe boards well. Their board removal is some of the worst in the game. Their mass removal.
Hmm.
All right. But a lot of cards moving on.
Yep.
Splintercraft. 8 mana, 8/8 battle cry. Choose a friendly minion, add a 10/10 copy to your hand that costs 10. First things first, charge is always good. One of the big complaints about King Crush was that in classic expansions that you couldn't do a solid 10 in one turn because he cost 9 mana. So you couldn't do that and hero power. But with this, in Druid, you could, I don't know, copy something with charge, and it would cost be a 10 mana 10/10 charge. But just, yeah. Chris?
Yeah, it just is really hard, potentially.
It does hit really hard potentially, but it's like the big drawback is that you're playing an 8/8 that does nothing when it hits the board except give you a value card, which that late in the game, if you're behind, it does nothing to help you. Um, and plus,
Oh, that,
you need to have a minion stuck on the board anyway, so you have to at least have board presence to take advantage of the battle cry anyway.
yeah, it's definitely a win more card.
Yeah, it is a win more card or somebody's crazy combo card, but yeah, it's not going to see play in any kind of a standard deck that's just like a mid range deck or something.
Definitely a janky brew.
Yeah, Gamekeeper, probably a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
5 crystals, Gloomstag. It's a 2/6 taunt battle cry. If your deck has only odd cost cards, gain +2/+2. So this odd even mechanic is something new. There's just a small handful of cards that operate by it, but it is exemplified in 2 of the legendaries that are neutral legendaries that we'll get to here in a bit. They're among some of the first cards spoiled, and a lot of people have been excited about the odd even thing.
Right.
It seems like a hefty deck restriction when it comes to building. It could be something that you'd have to shoehorn and find yourself playing really undervalued things to fill out your curve. Um, but on the plus side, if you can make a good deck out of something like that, this is a 5 mana 4/8 taunt, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. You
And
are
it's Beast. Not sure what that is.
Oh, it's they've been pushing Beast theme and Druid for a while, so there's cards that synergize with it. We did lose one of the bigger synergy cards in Mark Yarsharaj, which was an enchantment that gave a minion +2/+2 if it was a Beast or Druid card, so it was like, a cantrip.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you can make it work, it could be good. Whispering Woods is a 4 mana spell. Summon a 1/1 wisp for each card in your hand. So, obviously, maximum value for this is 7 1/1s for 4 mana. So something like a Flame Wreath Faceless, which was really good, without the overload. It could be really good in like Token Druid. I can see something like that. The only problem is Token Druid is an aggro deck that kind of focuses on bumping its hand, and this synergizes with having cards in their hand.
What about, like, is there such thing as a control druid or anything like that?
There is Control Druid. I don't think you'd really call it Control Druid. The closest thing I have is like Big Druid, but yeah. So it's just that's like the late game Druid, like how you abuse being a Druid late game. Or something like J Druid, which was like infinite tokens. So that just got bigger with each token you made, which was disgusting and will be cycling out. But it had its time. It had its time where it was the bee's knees. So could be good. It's got like a lot of on the upside. It's got a lot of high value potential. Maybe skill testing and how you apply the card though.
Yeah.
Next is 4 mana is Forest Guide. It's a 4 mana 1/6. At the end of your turn, both players draw a card.
I don't hate it.
I don't love it. It's one of those. It's just problem is it's on the board, so it's got 6 defense, so it could stick around because that's a lot to shoot through, but it doesn't really do anything with 1 attack as far as like it doesn't deliver any damage back. So things are going to just run into this for little to no penalty, which is fine if you're using it as like a 4 mana gain 6 and then maybe draw a card. If you don't care about your opponent drawing a card, that's the problem, and your opponent gets to play their card first, right?
Well, I mean, you're giving up your turn to play it anyway, so.
Yeah, if you play it on curve, yeah. So, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and they have no real incentive to kill it. It's card advantage for them. So
True.
that's just the as a 4 mana 1/6 draw card.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, eventually it'll get removed just because of a global effects that affect the board inevitably, depending on the matchups you play. But I see what you're saying. Almost like in Magic the Gathering, almost if you just got like an enchantment. You know, like you just hope, if you can hope it'll just sit out there. The problem with Hearthstone is people just trade all day. It's trade stone is what they've been calling it here lately. So that's without as to be determined. I think will more often than not probably get you. Yeah, I've played on curve. It could always get you one, obviously, but I think the possibility of getting two and maybe take flogging some damage for yourself, and that could be good. That could be great if you don't care about your opponent drawing cards. If that's your part of your game plan.
Yeah, like I said, I don't hate it. I don't love it though.
Yeah. It's questionable whether they'll see any legit competitive play, but funsies.
I drafted.
Yeah, exactly. Or definitely cool in arena. Bewitched Guardian, 5 mana taunt, battle cry, a 5 mana 4/1 taunt. Excuse me, battle cry. Gain one for each health for 1 health for each card in your hand. So maximum 4/10 because he'd be your 10th card. So 5 mana 4/10 taunt is that's a lot of possible value. More often than not, say you're playing a mid-range druid, you probably have 5 to 6 cards in her lineup. So I'll give you a 4 mana 6 or 4/6 4/7, 5 mana 4/6 4/7.
It's not terrible since everybody likes to trade anyways.
Yeah, and that's a relevant attack stat against priest, and it has taunt. Taunt's always a premium thing. Could be good, and just if there is a deck that is doing the hand druid stuff, this card will probably be really solid in it.
Yeah, agreed.
Witching Hour. I like this card. 3 mana spell. Summon a random friendly beast that died this game. So, Resurrection. Kind of a brand new mechanic for Druid. Druids never really had a resurrect spell. There's been like neutral minions and stuff that could resurrect themselves, but brand new mechanic for Druid. So I'll just like it already for them introducing this into the Druid pool of ability. So I like it. And there's some good beasts about. There can be a lot of good value and resurrecting one of them.
And it's only 3 mana.
Yeah. So even if it's something like maybe you can use your coin on a premium drop at 3, which I'm not sure if there's a premium 3 mana 3/3 beast, or maybe like I don't know, a Stranglethorn Panther or something like 4/2 stealth. You could run it in. You could hit them in the face. They remove it on their turn. Oh, that doesn't work. I don't know. It's just a good potential. Druid of the Scythe, 3 mana 2/2. Choose one, transform into a 4/2 with Rush or a 2/4 with Taunt. Now, Chris, what you don't know about these Choose One cards is historically these druids, because they're druids, right? They all transform into a beast form that has a beast subtype. So this card synergizes pretty well with Witching Hour. This could be the card where you could coin into a 4/2 Rush, trade, then play this and keep the board clear, and whatever.
Is Rush haste?
It's haste towards minions, but not player's face.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But it also could be a 2/4 taunt, which is a 3 mana 2/4 taunt, which is very vanilla, but it's not bad. It's been played. The 3 mana 2/4 taunts have been played because they're appropriate on that curve, and it has the upside of being a beast. So
yeah, you need vanilla for Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah, it's part of the thing. Next is Ferocious Howl. 3 mana, draw a card. Gain 1 armor for each card in your hand.
I like it.
Yeah. Possibly the most consistently powerful card in this whole pool that we've seen so far.
For Druid, yeah.
Yeah, because how many cards you need to have in your hand to make this worth it? How much armor is worth 1 card? Because to make this on par with like Arcane Intellect or something. I'm not saying there are cards that give you 5 armor. So if you draw into 5 cards, because you get the armor gain after you draw the card, I think it's even, and I think it has a pretty high upside to that. And plus, druids don't have a lot of. They have big draw. They have some draw cards, but all their draw cards make them draw a lot, or take form and wrath. So they have a decent amount of mill. This is just a good one because druid has historically done well with mill.
Well, actually, I was looking at the card next to it, the Witchwood Apple, the 2 mana, add 3/2/2 treants to your hand. Synergizes pretty well. This whole heavy-handed druid.
Yeah. The bad thing about Witchwood Apple is, and since we can go and move on to that, it's 2 mana Witchwood Apple, add 3/2/2 treants to your hand. The bad thing is these treants are 2 mana 2/2s, which are very, very unimpressive. But it does make it a lot easier to consistently get a large hand to get some of these values, some of the value out of these hand-based cards. So, you could maybe even just play this as a 2/1, play this as a 2 mana, put 3 cards in your hand, buff your hand, and never play the garbage minions throughout the whole game because they're not good.
Yeah, but sometimes you get dead draw steps, and
it's
nice to have something.
Yeah, it'll help you fill out your curve and stuff like that. So,
basically, it's definitely just fill up your hand.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I guess that is, they're maybe even just designed to kind of almost rot in your hand. So that's why they're not good. So.
Don't hate it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a necessary evil to make the whole thing work. So.
Yeah.
I can see maybe, probably not 2 of, but at least a 1 of, just as a, what else are you going to do on turn 2 except make your turn 3 a lot better. So. Because you can go Witchwood Apple into Ferocious Howl and find something really nice, like a big taunt or something.
Yeah, or just get 2 more armor than you would have.
Yeah. No. Alright, I want to check something real quick. And yeah, alright. Just checking on technical stuff, we're all good. Moving on to Hunter. Houndmaster Shaw. 4 mana, 3/6. Your other minions have rush.
So, seems pretty good.
Yeah, he's a legendary card. He's pretty good. He's got such a strong stat line at turn 4. 4 mana, 3/6 is not a bad distribution of stats at all. It is Yeti level stats, but designed more on being alive longer and still trades really well with anything that would probably run into it. There's a good chance of him sticking around for at least a 1 turn to get a really strong turn 5 out with him, and probably require at least 1 or 2 of your opponent's minions to either trade into it and die or be very diminished. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty sure you can just wipe the board after you sign that.
Yeah,
That'll protect itself.
Yeah, well, later on in the game when you have, sorry about that, people. Later on in the game when you have, I don't know, more mana to get more minions. Yeah.
Does Hunter have like anything to just throw out a bunch of minions?
Yeah, they have Unleash the Hounds, which already gives you 1/1 minions, but they do have an Emerald Spellstone, which is currently specifically played in a deck that doesn't have minions. But I can see them trading, maybe switching that up a little bit. Maybe just running a heavier secret-based deck, because that's what the card synergizes off of. The card allows you to create a bunch of 3/3 wolves, and so that's a big turn 9. That with 5 3/3 wolves, that's a good board clear, and giving you a lot of stuff on board. So,
pretty good.
Yeah. Outclasses this next guy. Emrys, 10 mana, 8/8 dragon. Double the attack and health of all minions in your hand.
I don't love it.
No, we've talked about a win more card earlier up here. Oh, where was it?
and
Yeah,
make a copy,
yeah,
attempt copy.
yeah. It's Splintergraph, right? So this is what this is. It's like by the time you could do this successfully for a really awesome play and not die because you spent your entire turn 10 putting an 8/8 minion on the board that doesn't block damage for you, you probably could have just won with the 8/8 minion and the battle
Yeah.
cry. Yeah. So
Also, you have to have minions in your hand.
yeah,
We've been playing anything.
yeah. We're at turn 10 because this is not a class that's known to draw a lot. So you have to be very conservative with your resources. Or have, I guess, the idea maybe, well, if we were not going to be super critical, say we want to give the card a shot, right? I mean,
All
you
right.
could play a deck where you intentionally hold certain draws in your hand, like losing, I guess, in the moment tempo for like a combo or a burst at the end, so you can double like Leroy's attack or double any kind of minion that still has charge and not rush, right? To go face, do that. But maybe you could have just won the game about playing those charge minions, hitting them in the face on curve, using
Yeah.
using your hero power to finish them off.
Definitely one more.
Yeah, trying to be optimistic here. All right, Rat Trap. Two mana secret. After your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, summon a 6/6 rat. I want to like it. I do. But the reality is you have 10 mana crystals max in Hearstone. And that's not the best number to play 3 cards in one turn.
Paladins turn 3, coin into something, hopefully something else, and then you have 6/6.
Yeah, that would be sweet. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't think it's bad. I actually like this card a lot. And I would, if I was feeling braver, run a single copy of it for testing, you know?
For testes, yeah.
For testes. All right, that was me being silly. But yeah, for testing. Because it's like, but it's one of those things. I guess the cool thing about this is if you run this, you could totally screw with people who are testing for every other secret you have, and they probably never think you'd actually put the rat trap in your deck, and then they fuck up one turn, and then you got the 6/6 rat.
Well, how prevalent are aggro decks or even combo decks? Early game combo decks, I guess.
Early game. So, well, I'm not expecting to see immediate value off this. This is definitely, if you jam this on turn 2, oh, you just jammed it on turn 2.
That's fair.
Yeah, but consistent existence in the entire metagame of all Hearthstone is Miracle Rogue. So in a world where Miracle Rogue is playable, there will be a Miracle Rogue somewhere. Somebody will be playing it somewhere on ladder. And they play like 8 spells a turn. So this guy could easily trigger off that. I didn't think about this though, because we haven't came across the mechanic in Druid. But Echo, it's down here at the bottom. Echo makes this card a lot better.
What does Echo do?
Echo is whenever you play a copy of this card, you can play another copy for free until you run out of mana. Basically, you can play as many copies as you like that you can pay for with Echo.
Huh.
So if Echo becomes strong, this will definitely become strong. Because inherently people are going to be trying to get maximum value out of their Echoes. So there's that. That's probably why they even designed it with the 3 spell require 3 card trigger anyway, for that reason. Anyway, moving on to Toxmonger. Unless you have something else to say about Rat Trap, Chris.
No, I just like it. I like it. I play 2 of them.
You play 2 of them. Ooh, all right. Toxmonger. All right. Whenever you play, it's a 4 mana 2/4 epic card. I guess the Rat Trap's also epic. It's recorded. You see the purple gems. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, give it poisonous. I kind of like this card.
What's poisonous?
Whenever this minion deals damage, destroy that minion.
So Death Touch.
Yeah, it's Death Touch. And there is a 1-mana 1/1 from the classic set that its battle cry is deal 1 damage.
Nice.
So that's with this alone, and maybe like even Stone Tusk Boar, which is a 1/1 charge. That could be good. Thing is, Chris, there's a card called I forget what it's called. It's the Hunter Quest. It's a 1-mana quest. So all the quests are like static things you put on the board, and when you fulfill their requirements, they give you a thing.
Right.
So Hunters is play 7 1-cost minions. I believe it's 7, and you get Queen Carnassa. It's a 5-mana 8/8 battle cry. Fill your deck with 15 raptors. Those raptors are a 1-mana 3/2's battle cry. Draw a card.
See some pretty good synergy there.
Yeah. So I think this is the card Quest Hunter might need if they was to beat Seed a lot of day. It's something like this to help you get like some extreme value out of your lower quality minions. That way you don't just run into big taunts and just auto lose because you lose the board and then you don't get to go off with your quest and do crazy stuff with Tundra Rhino or whatever you might use. So,
well, if there's any like 1-mana echoes, that could probably work out pretty well.
Well, there's yeah. I think they've been very careful not to put Echo on a 1-mana card. They tested Echo on basically. There's a card called Unstable Evolution from the last set, and it's 1-mana. Change a minion to a random minion that's 1 cost higher, and you can repeat that. And basically, you can just decide what your board wants to be on turn 10. And so, very abusable. It didn't like break the game or anything because the card didn't even really see a lot of play till a little bit later. But by then, the rest of Shaman's Shell was kind of weak, so it wasn't surviving in the meta. But that card individually is pretty strong.
Right.
Yeah. So it's probably good that they didn't put 1-mana echoes because that'd be degenerate. But sometimes games require degenerate stuff. Moving on to Carrion Drake. Carrion Drake is a 5-mana 3/7 dragon battle cry. If a minion died this turn, gain poisonous.
Oh, relevant stats.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I want to hate it, but it does have the 10 mana or the 10 stat distribution for the 5 mana to make it feel alright. And they're not a bad distribution at all. 3/7s are not the worst bodies at all. It's a very strong body. It's weird that it's poisonous, but basically it means that it already would kill any minion anyway. So if you're like going against like something like Dude Paladin, it's probably even good just to play it as is. But I don't know. It seems like more of a arena card than a constructed card. But it is a dragon card, which is something new to Hunter. Hunter's never really had dragon cards. So if there's any dragon synergies coming along, that's going to be important too. Alright. Moving on to Duskhaven Hunter. It's a 3-mana 2/5 stealth. Each turn this is in your hand. The swap its attack and health. Let's stop that. Chris, did you have anything else to say about Carrion Drake? I'm sorry.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so it's a stealth. Each turn this is in your hand. Swap its attack and health. Chris, so what do you think about this mechanic here? This what is it? What's the word about the Worgen mechanic? Where you switch the stats here each turn. Like I was watching a stream earlier, and it turns out they switch the stats at the end of your turn.
So that means on turn 3 he'd be a 2/5 or.
So if you would draw him, he'd be a 2/5. If he started in your opening hand, or she, I guess it's a she. So it'd be a 2/5, then a 5/2. It'd be a 2/5 again when you could play her.
So if you run into her on turn 3, pretty good stealth there.
Well, stealth is good, and stealth is good on high attack minions. It's like, well, here's the deal. There's a card called Stranglethorn Panther. It's a 3-mana 4/2 stealth, but it's also a beast, right? And so this doesn't have a relevant minion typing. It is one more attack. Yeah, so it's pretty much 3 mana destroy something with 5 defense. Or if you're lucky, 3 mana lava axe. That'd be pretty good. Repeatable lava axe, but dealing 2 damage is easy. I don't know. It's like it's not bad stats for the mana cost. It's not a bad card, honestly.
Yeah,
It's not a bad card. I'm not sure if I
not
could.
great though.
Yeah. It's what it does. It seems like low impact though, but it's not a
Yeah.
bad card. Speaking of high impact, let's move on to low impact. Let's move on to something higher impact. Wing Blast. This is a really powerful card. It's a 4 mana spell. Deal 4 damage to a minion. If a minion died this turn, this costs 1. So it could be a 1 mana deal 4 to a minion, which is pretty strong single target removal. 4 damage kills a lot of 4 cost minions. So that's gaining 3 mana right there. If you're able to trade into something before you play this. So, or else you can just break even on the mana.
Yeah, just seems like a lot of upside. No real. It's vanilla.
Yeah, it's been. Well, for removal, this is actually pretty premium because Hunter doesn't have a lot of good removal. This is like the best Hunter removal card printed since Quick Shot, which is like 3 sets ago. That's why I kind of like this card a lot. It's just that's something that's weak in Hunter's pool. Now, I see what you're saying. If this was a Magic card, just be like, what? No, this is a Magic card, but this is actually not bad in Hearstone.
Well, with all the poisonous and rush going around, yeah, I can see you getting the value off this pretty quick.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. The conditional held you back a little bit. The conditional is there. You do kind of need board, or you need board or something to really get use out of this because you have to choose to have something. But 4 for 4 isn't the worst. It's not great though, but I like it.
Overall, I'd play 2 of them.
Yeah. In the correct deck, it's just monstrous, right? All right, Hunting Mastiff, 2 mana, 2/1, Echo Rush.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing on this card, and I can feel you, but this could just really be very helpful for just it's flexible as that's a good way to look at it. Like you can apply this like if you somehow need to kill something that has 10 defense on turn 10, you could do that, or you can just like it's like a flexible removal card in a lot of ways. Is really what it is.
Yeah, because you're always going to get the value for the mana you pay for it.
And honestly, and to draw a parallel, this with no board is better than this with no board, the Wing Blast, in a lot of cases. If you like, if in a imaginary world where you had 4 mana and no board, Hunting Mastiff is just as good as Wing Blast. But this isn't the benefit of being a minion either, so.
Well, on turn 5, you could play 2 of them, have it die, and then Wing Blast someone for that last 4.
Oh, look at that. Chris making 2-card combos, hopefully to destroy more than 1 minion. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're saying. 4 Lax's Dire Frenzy, 4 mana. Give it a beast +3/+3. Shuffle 3 copies into your deck with +3/+3. This card is bananas.
Put it on the Mastiff.
Yeah. Oh, you can do it on that? That's not. Oh, yeah, because it has a. I think the ruling is that the first Mastiff will have the buff. But I don't think the duplicate copies will. Or at least not the echoed copies. The duplicates that you get with the card itself will, though. Yeah, there's also a 1 mana 1/1 beast that has charge, so you can put 3 1 mana 4/4 charges in your deck too. But
more synergy for the quest.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, because it also creates copies too to help increase your number. I like that. Yeah, this Hunter's actually one of the decks I was looking at to build because I think I don't need any of the legendaries for it. Maybe Shaw, but definitely not Emerus. But I do like some of these, the Dire Frenzy specifically a lot, and I like the Wing Blast, the Toxmonger. But yeah, I like Dire Frenzy. I've been thinking about this card a lot actually, and I'm not sure if it'd be a 2-of inclusion, kind of, because it requires that board presence on turn 4, and you're wanting to give a copy to a very specific minion, kind of most of the time. That way, you're not just filling your deck with, I guess, I mean, maybe you do want to fill your deck with overstated 1-cost minions, I guess, or overstated costed beast, but I don't know, because they're not just playing on 1-mana minions, I guess. You can put it on any beast, so there's something to consider. But
Yeah. Can you copy the legendary you get from the quest or not?
Could I copy it? Yes. I didn't think about that, Chris. You're a genius. Because that's a 9-mana like mill hunter, except that they all draw themselves. But who cares? Because you have constant. That'd just be fun, Chris. That's ridiculous. I didn't even think about that. That's fun. That's hilarious. You should play Hearstone, Chris.
One of these days.
You can do it.
I like this Vile Brood. What is it? Skitterer?
Yeah, Vile Skitterer. 5-mana, 1/3 poisonous rush.
5-mana removal?
Yeah, just 5-mana. Yeah, kill anything without Divine Shield. Like,
I mean, it's definitely an arena card, but I like it.
It's definitely an arena card, but I am not mad at it at all. And if you could somehow, this would be an arena thing, you play this, and then somehow get the Dire Frenzy on it, you actually have like a legitimate minion then.
Yeah.
It's pretty good then. Alright.
Well, it's a beast, so that's...
Yeah.
It's got a relevant type.
Yeah. No, I like this card a lot. It's fun. I'm just glad it's real. I like the art. I like the art a lot. That's fucking awesome. Alright, let's move on to Mage. Archmage Argyle. Whenever you draw a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. He is a 2-mana 2/2 legendary, and I fucking love this card. What's not to like about this card, right? Right, Chris? Like, where's the downside besides it has vanilla stats? That's a big uptick.
He never dropped his damn robes.
Oh, yeah, but in one of the Argyle set. He's very stingy with his clothing. Had to kill him for it.
But yeah, he seems really, really powerful.
Yeah, I like it. It's actually one of the cards I'm most excited about. I'm most excited about Mage. It's my main class, but pretty excited about Hunter too. But I got my dust set aside for Argyle already. Toki Time Tinker, 6-mana, 5/5. Legendary card, Battlecry, add a random legendary minion from the past to your hand. So, Chris, this card's fucking cool. I'm going to have to put that mature rating in this video. This card's pretty fucking cool, though. When it says to pass, it means you add a minion from wild format to your hand.
So, legacy.
Yeah. It adds game. It's the only way to play a non-standard card in standard. That's just neat in and of itself.
You can get Dr. Boom.
Yes, you could get Dr. Boom. Now, the disadvantage of this card is that it's a little understated for its cost. But, I mean, it's hard to... 6-mana, 5/5 draw a card at the very least doesn't seem bad to me. It's not the worst thing in the world. It seems like you're getting 6 mana worth of stuff, even if it's just fair, you know. So, but you
it's got a good body. It'll hit something.
Yeah, it'll trade well, or it'll suck to remove with a weapon, you know. So moving on to next card, Arcane Keysmith. Battlecry, discover a secret, put it into the battlefield. Now, Chris, what's cool about this card, a lot of people don't like it, but I think the views on it are mixed. I kind of like this card because secrets cost 3. And I played a lot of Mage, and it's kind of annoying to play a secret if you can't put it into play for free due to some Battlecry, right? And Mage have just lost one of its cards that allowed it to do that, or will lose it Thursday when the set drops. So for 1 extra mana, you get a 2/2 body, and you get to put it onto the battlefield for free. Now, it's not a secret that you chose to put in your deck, but it is a secret. So, and you get to choose which one with the discover mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. It's more mid-rangey than an aggro card. It's definitely I feel like a more mid-range to control card. But I don't think you. It's possible you're putting this in the same deck you're putting Argle, because Argle wants you to have minions. So you don't want to run as many spells with Argle. So you can kind of use minions like this to get you spell-like effects on bodies.
Yeah.
Which feeds into this next card, Book of Specters. 2 mana, draw 3 cards, discard any spells drawn. So
That's pretty good with Argle.
yeah, which is pretty good because the Premier draw in Mage is 3 mana, draw 2 cards. So 2 mana, draw 3 cards in an all minion deck is just really strong. I'm not sure where you get card advantage like that outside of a game like Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
Just pot of greed.
Yeah, it's just as close as you get to Broken Pot of Greed. Unfun to play Pot of Greed. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Basically, these 3 of the 4 cards here just kind of want to be hanging out together in the top row. Next, we have Bonfire Elemental. 5 mana, 5/5. Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, draw a card. It's not bad. It's not the strongest card in the around, but it's not bad.
Do they still have the Frost Elemental?
Water Elemental? 4 mana, 3/6.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a classic card. It's forever there, and that's what makes this card cool. Because it almost rewards you more for playing a great card like for Water Elemental anyway. Because it just basically fills out the curve for Elemental Mage, which is a creature-based deck which you put Argle in.
Yep.
So think about that. So I like this card. It's fair, and right now we're dealing with a lot of decks doing unfair stuff. So even though this card is good, you need to be in a deck doing some unfair stuff to keep up with all the other stuff that's unfair that's being done. Cinder Storm. Moving on to that. 3 mana, deal 5 damage randomly split among all enemies. What do you think about this, Chris?
I never liked the Arcane Missile spell.
Yeah.
It's either really good or really bad.
It's like, I think this card is not great in most environments I can imagine, but I was thinking about it earlier today when I saw this. I wonder how good this is against Dude Paladin on curve. So you can pop some of your Divine Shields. You can maybe even get rid of a 1/1 or 2, so to keep them from being able to buff them with something else later. So I don't love this card, but I don't think there's not a world where this card isn't playable.
Is there any 2 mana +1 or 2 spell damage out there?
As far as minions go, yeah.
Okay.
There's a really good one from Knights of the Frozen Throne. It's a 2 mana 1/1 Divine Shield +1 spell damage. So it's sticky, or it's hard to get rid of, and it has the spell damage on it. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's always good. We'll move on to Curio Collector. 5 mana 4/4. Whenever you draw a card, gain +1/+1.
We'll draw 3.
Yeah, it's like I don't like this card, except in a world where I played on turn 7 with Book of Secrets.
I don't know. Would they really trade for it on turn 5?
Yes,
Turn 6?
Because 4 attack isn't bad. If this is a 4 mana 4/4, it could be good.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be really. It might be solid because there's a card. This card's really just good in arena. It's very
Yeah.
similar to another card in arena, but that card gives +1/+1 when your opponent draws a card, and this gives you +1/+1 when you draw a card. So that card doesn't see constructed play, and arguably it's better on curve because it gets buffed faster. So and your opponent can't stop it. So I don't really like this card. Don't.
Yeah, but you might have to, like you said, play some not value cards to make
Yes.
a creature mage deck work.
Or well, it's it is odd costed. So for like people who want to play the neutral legendaries, I'm gonna stop scrolling here because we haven't gotten there yet. The neutral legendaries that want you to play odd or even cards, which also makes Cinderstorm over here look a little bit better because it's odd costed. And speaking of that, moving on to Black Cat. 3 mana, 3/3, spell damage +1, battle cry. If your deck has only odd cost cards, draw a card. And go ahead.
That's just value.
It is pure value. If you can do the odd cost card deck, this is just absurd value. This Black Cat is savage, but you have to try to make that deck work. But in the world where that deck is good, this card is one of the reasons why it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 3 mana, 3/3, draw a card with a spell damage tag, like.
And a beast, who knows?
And I mean, it can be a mage beast energy, new meta. Yeah. But yeah, it's conveniently a lot of beast in this set for people who don't normally have beast. It's like a 100%. It's a niche card, right? It's there to push that odd even thing, right? Specifically,
Right.
So it's as good as that mechanic is. So there you go.
Yep.
Vex Crow, 4 mana, 3/3. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. I kind of like this card. I like this card.
Summon an Aragle.
Yeah. It doesn't synergize with Argo at all, but.
No, I'm just saying, summon it for the lols.
Oh yeah, for the lols. Yeah. It could summon you an Argo, couldn't it? That's funny. Yeah, but it's like you'd play this in a mid-range deck, like turn 6 or on or something. You like play this, kill one of the guys, have 2 dudes. I think it has potential. As a 4 mana 3/3 on curve, it's not great though. But
no, that's a good arena card.
It
drag out that long.
It is at least a good arena card. Moving on to the next card, Snap Freeze. Freeze a minion. If it's already frozen, destroy it.
Seems good.
Yes, it's a straight up upgrade to Shatter, which didn't see any play but was randomly very useful. Shatter was just 2 mana destroy a frozen minion. This goes ahead and allows you to set up either condition, so just more flexible Snap Freeze. It could see some play because of that flexibility. I mean, it's not terrible. If you in a deck that you play Blizzard or Frost Nova, you can play this card. So I like it.
Yeah, definitely playable.
Yeah.
Alrighty, what's next? Paladins.
5 mana, Prince Leon, 5 mana, 5/5. Battlecry, destroy. Transform all 1-cost cards in your deck into legendary minions. Well, this is hilarious.
What's that mean?
It means that, say, you have 1-cost cards in your deck, and then they could become another Prince Liam, or this Glass Knight, or it could be any neutral minion, or it could be
Alright, well,
yeah.
Fun.
Oh, right there, I lost the spot. Yeah, it's meme worthy. Now here's the deal. you'd have to put a lot of extra one-cost minions in your deck, or I guess you could just play it as a 5-mana 5/5 and just make the use
Could
them.
go late game potentially.
Well, it's maybe just to make your curve better after the early game, right? So you have
Yeah.
one cost dudes in your deck and just turn 5 as I don't need one cost dudes anymore. See what else I can get. I can see that. That seems really powerful, actually.
Yeah. I'd play it.
Yeah. No, it's kind of silly. Paladin getting another really sick legendary. The whole line of just sick legendaries, like meta formatting legendaries. Well, okay, cool. Paladin, just keep on doing great stuff. 'Cause Paladin's so good. Even if it's not, it's still solid now. Um, Glass Knight, or I guess we'll see how solid it will be, but it's still solid in this current meta. Glass Knight, 4-mana 4/3 Divine Shield. Whenever you store health, gain Divine Shield. Really,
Pretty good.
as a 4-mana 4/3 Divine Shield, it's on par mostly with Cthulhu's Chosen, which was honestly playing against it. You're like 4-mana 4/2 Divine Shield. That seems boring. Play against it is like that was actually kind of good. I kind of feel like a little in an awkward position now. And this guy's ability to get it back, it's not bad. I like the Glass Knight and good artwork. I think if you have any deck that needs a good 4-drop, this is just a good 4-drop. He's not like you're not gonna necessarily win the game off the back of him, but he's just a solid 4-drop.
Yep.
Right.
I definitely play him.
Yeah.
I thought this was a bear, this next card. Very wrong.
Chris's world, bears have wings. Okay, next card. Cathedral Gargoyle, 2-mana, 2/2. Battlecry after holding a dragon, gains Taunt and Divine Shield. So what this reads is, if you're holding a dragon, when you play this, you have a better version of a format warping 2-drop in the form of Mech Warper. You have a better version of that. The problem is, there are no dragon cards in this set for Paladin. At least no Paladin specific dragon cards. So you gotta find a dragon to be holding.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It seems like it's got a really powerful upside, but I don't know where you're getting these dragons from. There's some powerful neutral dragons, but you have to make it synergize with your deck and stuff like that.
And the artwork is terrible.
It is not Glass Knight level fun. I'll give you that.
Nope.
Okay, moving on to the next card. That was Hidden Wisdom is a 1-mana secret. After your opponent plays 3 cards in turn, draw 2 cards.
Well, I was gonna play the Rat Trap, so I'd play this.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, 1-mana draw 2 cards is really powerful in the event that they play 3 spells. I mean, honestly, here's the deal. Actually, here's the deal. It's actually very possible to get this triggered. There is, say you're going against some kind of a deck that goes wide. If you're on the play, you play this on turn 1. They play Firefly, Coin, Fire Elemental, or Elemental Wisp, or whatever it is. The other 1/1 it generates. That's 3 spells. You get 2 cards. Same thing with the Rat Trap is turn 2, so
yeah.
They might already play that before you get an opportunity to do that. So, but it seems not bad. I think these play 3 card spells are definitely worth one-ofs, like a possible one-of in the deck if for decks that would want those effects.
Yeah.
Next is Bellringer Sentry, 4-mana Battlecry and Death Rattle. Put a secret from your deck into the battlefield.
So you get 2 secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 2 isn't not draw, but
filter. Yeah, filter 2. Yeah, I've heard people complain that the Paladin secrets aren't that great, But if this is like a low to the ground like aggro deck thing or deck that you're putting in here, you could just filter your deck for like more consistent draws, right? And just use whatever secrets you do get just to be annoying. So
Or make them play around nothing.
yeah, or make them play around their hidden wisdoms. That way
Exactly.
you get to reload as aggro. So I like it. It just even if it's not super strong in standard, it probably has a relevant spot probably forever because the better paladin secrets get throughout the course of the history of the game, the better this card will become.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about that. Paragon of Light, 3 mana, 2/5. While this minion has while this minion has 3 or more attack, it has taunt and lifesteal.
So if it gets blessed, and I'm guessing lifesteal is lifelink, right?
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
it's 3 mana, 2/5 isn't a bad stat line. We talked about that other card, but I feel a lot about this card as I did about the Hunter card with Stealth or Rush. That one also switched its stats too. This is a bit more consistent, but if buff Paladin is good, this could be good. I guess it's something. It's like a Synergy card, right? So it's only as good as the Synergy will allow it to be. But it's got a good stat line, and if you can buff it, it's kind of insane. It becomes a 3 mana 5/5 taunt lifesteal. So pretty good. Yeah. Well, this minion has. Oh, excuse me. That's not +3. Well, this minion has 3. Whatever its new attack value is, taunt lifesteal. Sorry about that. Misread. All right. All right.
First weapon.
Yeah, first weapon for Paladin. Only weapon for Paladin. Silver Sword.
What? Like the first weapon we've ran into so far.
Oh yeah. First weapon of the set. Yeah. Silver Sword, 8 mana, 3/4. After your hero attacks, give your minions +1/+1.
Seems pretty good for later.
Yeah.
If you still have a bunch of 1/1s.
If you still have a board. Yeah, that's the big thing. Now here's the deal. There are cards like Stand Against Darkness, which that might be cycling out. I gotta double check that. But there are token generators that allow you to generate a lot of dudes. The issue is 8 is a lot of mana for a 3/4 weapon. So most likely at that most likely at that stage of the game, you're probably not using this to clear up anything too important. It's probably going to go face, and you want to attack with it every turn, but you have minions out, right? So it's not really giving you a lot of board influence besides what the buff gives you, and that means you have to have dudes on board. Seems extremely situational is my issue with it, and expensive.
Yeah, see, I thought it was a 5 mana 3/4.
No.
But that would be No, 8 mana is way too much. It's definitely an arena card.
Oh yeah, that is. Oh yeah, an arena probably Savage. And there's just a 3/4 weapon could just come in handy. Because you can Well, I guess that is you can put the sword in hero power, and you have at least a 2/2 to show for it. But yeah. Now moving on to the next card, Ghostly Charger, 5 mana 3/4 Divine Shield Rush.
I don't like it. 3 seems kind of low to really do anything with Rush.
On turn 5, it seems like you're doing it so you can set it up whenever they run back into you, you both die, which never feels good, right?
Yeah.
So because you want to eliminate something with that Divine Shield and that Rush. It seems like it's probably an arena card, you know.
It's a beast.
Beast. So many beasts. That Paladin beast energy. Rebuke. Enemy spells cost 5 more. It's a 2 mana spell. This is a tech choice. If you're playing against control, you want to play this on the turn. You don't want them to wipe your board. The turn before the turn they could wipe your board with a big spell.
That's good flavor.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see that because you do want to probably play this in a deck where you want to protect a board. You're gonna need cards in your deck to build a board, so you probably don't want to run two. But one could be really just backbreaking, right? Imagine something like when Red Deck Wins was main decking that uh, card that stopped healing. Anything that counters your opponent's response to your aggressive play, they really seal that deal in. It's pretty good.
Well, how many decks hold on to the coin until like turn 3?
If they're playing around, depends. So there are reasons to. Typically, people will hold on to the coin when there are reasons to hold on to the coin. Depending on like control decks will hold on to it a bit later into the game, so it's possible. I guess you could uh, uh, rebuke before they coin, but it's not their next spell, Chris. It's all their spells. So the coin would cost 5 mana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just if anything, just to host a coin. I see.
Yeah.
I see. And I didn't think about that. Yeah, that could just you can use that as a player on the coin play too. That's next level. Next level. You got to be reading your opponent's mind.
Probably not worth it though.
But sound the bells. 2 mana. Echo. Give them minion +1/+2. This just seems like a good buff card. You know?
Definitely.
Yeah, like problem with buff cards is you buff something, it dies. But if you get to buff two things, now they gotta kill two things before you lose the value, right? So, or just buff one thing a lot. So, seems
good. Yeah. Forgot you can just choose the same target.
Yeah, and well, that and Quest Paladin. So Paladin Quest, it's legal. Triggers off targeting minions with spells. So you can fulfill on turn 10 even if you didn't do anything the whole time. If you have one minion plus this, you could trigger the whole quest if you wanted to. But you definitely would trigger it before turn 10. But just to give you an idea, it really helps with moving that along too. So I think that's an interesting card. I think that's interesting potential.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Chris, how many classes got left? Priest, Rogue, Shaman. Okay, we got Priest, Rogue, Shaman, and Neutral. It's not too bad. All right. Priest, Camelios. This is probably one of the most game warping cards I've seen ever printed in a card game because it does something that's just unreal. Oh man, I guess. Anyway, 1 mana, 1/1. Each turn this is in your hand. Transform it into a card your opponent is holding.
That's good information.
Yeah. Yeah, there's never been a way to really do that in Hearstone other than just being, I guess, in my mind, extremely paranoid about what's the worst possible thing your opponent could do to you because they probably have it. And that's basically the best information reading I've ever been able to do. But this is like straight up, like, can confirm your fears. You know, like, oh, I guess I'm making the right play. You know, and eventually you can just turn track and see what eventually, because you'll see what they haven't played. So you can start, you know, just that's pretty gross. And plus, if they ever have something good and you need it, you can just play it.
Yeah.
So, seems good. Lady in White. 6 mana, 5/5, Battle Cry. Cast Inner Fire on every minion in your deck. Jesus, sorry about that, people. Turn that ringer to silent. Chris, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Inner Fire is just swap their attack becomes their health.
Yeah, their attack equals their health. So there are a lot of high defense, low attack minions and priest. There are a lot of people excited about this card. It's very like disgusting in the sense that if you do just crank it out on turn 6, if you built your deck with the right minions, it could be very difficult to outdo their new mana value, right? But I don't know. It's fun. It seems meme worthy. It's a ridiculous concept. It could be stupid powerful. What do you think?
I'd play it.
Yeah, it's like kind of a like walls can attack kind of idea.
What was the magic card where walls could attack?
um, Glitter Moth is a 5 mana 4/4 battle cry. If your deck has only odd cost cards, double the health of your other minions.
It's a shame she's even, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's only that'd be kind of gross. Like somehow like combo, like just that combo priest is already a thing where they buff up their minions' defense really high with like things that double their defense, and then cast Inner Fire and one shot you for 37 or whatever they can muster. It's pretty gross. That being said, I'm not sure if I like this. Like if you have a bunch of taunts and you can double their health, that seems good. I guess it's one of those cards that you would consider playing because you're going for the odd cost strategy in Priest, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love it. Let's see.
Nope. Next is Vivid Nightmare. No. Like, yeah. Vivid Nightmare. 3 mana spell. Choose a friendly minion, summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. So it doesn't have 1 health max. It's just whatever that minion was down to 1 health. What seems good considering your hero power is to heal something. So have something that's working and has stuck, make another copy of it. I guess like seems good. There's like it's just whenever you get to copy something, it's
really powerful.
Yeah, it's potential for like real abuse because there's reasons why you only get 1 copy of a legendary in a deck, right?
Right.
Because 2 is crazy. Oh look, now I have 2. So pretty good.
Well, Vivid Nightmare seems synergizes really well with this next card.
Coffin Crusher. Yeah, no doubt. Death Rattle. Summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand. So yeah, Coffin Crasher into multiple Coffin Crashers into cheating stuff into play. Or the forever fun Coffin Crasher into cheating out another Coffin Crasher for just, repeated value. Just that 6 mana investment going a long way. So a lot of people like this guy. I like that its attack is equal to its health because its health total doesn't really matter when you want to die most of the time. So,
right.
So,
is Lich King still a thing?
Oh yes, but it doesn't have Death Rattle. It has taunt and an end of turn effect, but there are Priest has Obsidian Statue, which is one of the most grossly defensive cards I've ever seen. It's a 4/8 taunt, life steal. Whenever it dies, destroy enemy minion.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so typically they gain like 12 life, and you lose a guy after you lost a bunch of guys trading into it. Pretty good, and then you get to just summon it for free. Several turns early because it's like a 9 mana card. So Coffin Crusher has potential. Moving on to Holy Water. Holy Water deal 4 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a copy of it to your hand.
Well,
if there's stuff that you would want to copy, it seems good. Like the problem with like it's more expensive even than the Hunter card is without the effect. So 4 damage for 5 isn't a lot of damage. But if there are things that's important for you to copy, like in some kind of like what they call milkshake priest, where they just copy a bunch of your opponent's stuff and you just have like a ton of value because you just drop stuff and throw stuff at your opponent because you've got all these free cards. You maybe put it in that. It just seems a bit overcosted to me.
Definitely an arena card.
Yeah. Somewhere you just want a little bit more extra stuff. Next is Night Scale Matriarch. Is a 7 mana 4/9 dragon. Priest has historically had a lot of dragon synergy. It is the go-to dragon class. Whenever a friendly minion is healed, summon a 3/3 whelp. Now, I don't like the stats a lot for 7. It lives, which is, I guess, the idea is that you want it to live. It's not the most aggressive card. But in like a board-centric priest, I can see like this because you can play. They have a 0 mana card that still heals everything for 4. You can get a lot of value in a big like swing turn with this.
So whenever you heal everything, does it have to actually heal health, or does it?
Yeah, it has to. Yeah,
Out?
no, it has to heal. Actually, it has to heal damage. So if your guys are at full, they won't be counted as healed. So it's part of the things to make it trigger. So you need it's a conditional board thing, and there are conditional board set up for that play. And you need another card, but you could get a bunch of 3/3 whelps, which Priest doesn't historically have a lot of stuff to help it go wide like that. They're not normally the most board centric class, so this is a unique card for Priest in that manner, which it makes me like it because it's widening their card pool, the color pie, if you would, for reference.
You think late game it could just take over?
If there is a world where
Spirit control still a thing?
Priest is almost exclusively some kind of controller combo deck. But if there's a board, they have another. They've been printing a couple better board centric cards for Priest. But if there's a world where you can gain the board and keep this alive, you could really grind out a lot of board advantage. Honestly, it's probably going to be an arena card, but Dragon Priest does well with dragons, so this could see some actual play. So maybe.
It's definitely a must draft.
Oh yeah, it has a lot of it can just be kind of gross in its overall value in a longer game,
Yeah.
Divine Hymn. 2 mana, restore 6 health to all friendly characters. Well, in a world where you want to run Night Scout Matriarch, well, here's a card to help you play it better, right? So, like, it's. I
don't love it.
Well, yeah, it's more like if we're going with like Defense Priest here, where like remember Trade Stone where everybody's got to trade in, you kind of can force your opponents to just run into walls that is your deck. And I guess they'd have to stop trading, which just means you just start trading their stuff and just healing them all up. But probably an arena card. We're probably an arena card. It's just not impactful enough to probably ask for a whole slot in your deck, right? So,
agreed.
Moving on to Quartz Elemental. This card is hilarious. 5 mana, 5/8, can't attack while damaged.
Mage kind of just shuts him down, huh?
Yeah, it's like that is just too big a drawback on something that you would want to do with a 5/8 no taunt is to trade into minions. I think it's trash. I think it's trash water. I don't even think it's good in arena.
You wouldn't find him.
Like, unless you're playing, well, you could play Silence Priest where you just silence a bunch of your stuff. You can silence this guy. I think there are better targets for it currently in the metagame, but when those cycle out, he could be a better target, I guess. That 3 more sets later, meta. All right. Moving on to Squashland. 2 mana, 2/1, Echo, Battlecry, restore 2 health. Flexible healing with bodies. I like it.
Yeah. What's the most busted thing you can do with this?
Create a bunch of dragons. I don't know. You could just kind of heal your board and then heal your face while filling up your board. So it's like if you wanted to create pressure, say control just wiped you, you can create a bunch of pressure while like pulling yourself out of like burn range from mage or healing up your one big dude so he doesn't die to the next big AoE so you always got board presence. I think it's just flexible. Like,
Yeah, it's a solid card.
yeah. And because unlike the hunter thing, which does damage, which is always a little bit better, this kind of encourages you to create a board, which is cool. Another card to help priest go wide, which is something that priest historically doesn't do. So that's pretty cool. Moving on to rogue. Face collector. Echo battle cry. Add a random legendary mini to your hand.
I like it.
I do like it. I'm not sure what rogue deck I would play it in, but I do like it. I like that it is a greedy draw card, ultimately. Like, you just want to high roll the high rolls. It's super gambling because there's a lot of ill costed situational legendaries you can pull. Or you can just get the bee's knees, right? So you can get some,
Right.
yeah, so. But it's just something to give you just some possible powerful cards in like a later game. Rogue, it's something different for Rogue. That could be a
I don't know if
benefit.
I'd cast it on 9, but I definitely cast it on 6.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. 9 is a little bit low impact, but 6 is a little bit more flexible depending on what your turns 1 through 5 look like. You could kind of like do a greedy turn 6 if you got a strong board to kind of prep for the flame strike coming so you can reload with some bigger dudes. I see what you're saying. I like it.
Yeah.
Alright. Test Greymane. 8 mana 6/6 battlecry. Replay every card from another class you've played this game. This is kind of like a Yoxeron effect that's really going all in on using spells you've created for your opponent's class, which Rogue has had a ton of cards made that allow them to copy class cards, but that deck has never been built before. So, because it's hard to predict the outcomes, right? So, this is a meme card and probably not the most serious card. But it could be stupid. It could if you just create a whole bunch of cards. I mean, you could just use the flip the table in a game like people did with Yoxeron, where you
I
just
don't know. This one's a little bit more RNG though. With the Oxaron, you have cards that are always going to be there. With this, a lot of the rogue get from other classes are random, aren't they?
yeah. But I was thinking about this. If you really were going to do this, you can choose to only play the cards that don't screw you over or don't hurt too bad. Like, you don't have to. You play the Pyroblast. You get with that until after you play her. That way you don't actually Pyroblast your face, right? But you could use anything that couldn't target your stuff like blizzards, flame strikes, or like lightning storms from shaman, stuff like that. That only hits like it says up an opponent's minion or something like that. You don't play those cards, and then it's all value, right? So it's about how you play those cards, but they can just rot in your hand. So I don't know. It's like RNG, but a bit more mitigated, I guess.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Skill cap on mitigated RNG. All right, moving on to Spectral Cutlass, which I almost don't even want to talk about this card. that's a little harsh, because it's not. It's one of those cards that I could see more value several sets down, but they're the last set produced a rogue legendary card that's kind of just better than this, right? But we'll talk about this card because that's not fair to this card. Let's be fair to this card. 4 mana 2/2 lifesteal. Whenever you play a card from another class, gain 1 durability, right?
Yeah, it's poop.
Yeah, because it doesn't gain damage. It only gains durability. You have to play a questionable mechanic to begin with for a 4 mana card weapon that doesn't hit really effective board any. I think the idea behind this is maybe you play this and this is your kill condition and you just play a bunch of goofy stuff every turn just to keep your opponent guessing and hopefully you alive and you just hit them every turn. So
just make it to the late game.
yeah, no doubt. But you're only doing it 2 life at a time, so that 4 life swing. Okay, next card, Wanted. 4 mana, deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a coin to your hand.
I like it.
I hear a lot of people crapping on it, but I want to like it. because the argument is that 3 damage is a little low for 4 mana, but you do
But next turn, you can have a pretty big turn 5 with 6 mana and a free combo piece.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, 1 coin is so important to set up the combo mechanic in Rogue. Rogue is losing their counterfeit coin, which was pretty quintessential. But also, this also gives Miracle Rogue is a thing, and case in point of bad Rogue 4 drops. Look at Spectral Cutlass. Rogue has got a rough spot on turn slot 4, so maybe wanted. Cursed Castaway. Moving on. Okay. Do you have anything else to say on that, Chris?
No.
Okay. Cursed Castaway. 6 mana, 5/3 rush. Death Rattle. Draw a combo card from your deck.
So potentially a 6 mana, remove a card and draw a combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the greatest.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's not going to rock your world, that's for sure.
That's 6 attack.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 6 attack. Now we're talking, right? Now it's got like that enough attack to meet its cost. So it's probably trading with something that's on that curve. So it's 6 mana, kill something, draw a card. Yeah, I mean it could still be that depending on the amount of 6 defense creatures we see in the environment. But
true.
I mean, I don't
hate it.
I kind of don't. I really don't love it though.
No.
I don't love it. All right, moving on to Mist Wraith. 4 mana, 3/5. Whenever you play an Echo card, gain +1/+1.
Yeah.
The only problem I see here is that it's understated for the turn it comes out. If you can get 1 Echo card out the turn it comes out, though, it's a 4 mana 4/6, which is good. 4 mana 3/5 isn't terrible, I should say, but you want to have value out of it enough to really make it strong to survive another turn, right? So.
Well, here's a question with Echo as a mechanic. So for this, would each copy of the Echo be
echoed? Yeah.
+1/+1?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not terrible.
No.
Most of these Echoes being 2 mana or so.
Yeah, it's in that weird spot that it's like if I can get it to survive a turn, it's going to be awesome, right? So.
But stone.
Yeah, but here's the deal: it's not a super high priority target, and 5 defense is decent. If you can control the board until you drop this, it could be pretty good, like backstabs and stuff. Just try to just keep their stuff clear until you drop it. And then you go into this next card, Pickpocket, Echo, add a random card to your hand. So this is what you do, all right? You add a bunch of crazy stuff to your hand, and then you hope that all that stuff keeps this Mist Wraith alive, and it's the only constant, calculable factor in your deck, and you use it to beat people.
I don't know. I think like the class rogue would be kind of fun to play. Not competitively though.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Because this Blink Box, add a random card to your hand.
Yes.
Random victory to beast.
Now that card is good. This is the best add a random card to your hand besides Swashbuckler, which was actually really good. The add a random card thing to your hand isn't bad. It's just typically attached to things that aren't so great, right? So Blink Fox is just a solid card, though. 3 mana, 3/3 to draw a card, right? Good.
From your opponent's class.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
still good,
yeah. And it's got great artwork. I love the artwork. Solid.
I agree. Yeah.
10 out of 10. We'll do again. Blink Fox. I think if anything's gonna add an extra card to, I think Pickpocket is like 2 mana draw a card isn't bad. So 2 mana draw as many cards as you like. It's less effective than Arcane Intellect in a lot of ways, but anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah. Moving on to Cheap Shot. This is actually a little bit cooler than Pickpocket, I think. Cheap Shot, 2 mana, Echo, deal 2 damage to a minion. So.
You okay, value?
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, I'm not sure which one I I thought this was just deal 2 damage. Two minions kind of limited, but you know, if I mean it's flexible removal, right? We'll just call it that flexible removal. In a lot of ways, this math adds up to a lot. Same thing as the hunter one, right? So
The boar.
yeah, so yeah,
Not terrible.
yeah, it's not terrible. I feel like a lot of echo cards have 2 cost. Just an observation. I guess the idea is to cap out at what it would be if it was a 10 mana card, what you would get out of it. So,
Yeah.
Move on to the last road card is Cutthroat Buccaneer combo. Give your weapon +1 attack. Not good enough, really. I mean, well, I'll take that back. And if you, it could be it might be put in Kingsbane Rogue. Because they're losing. Kingsbane Rogue is losing one of their weapon buffs. You need this guy as a weapon buff. His stat line is just less impressive than another minion, though, which is a 5/4. So, but what Kingsbane, just so I explain this to you, Chris, is a 1/3 weapon that whatever buffs it gets, it keeps permanently, and when it dies, when it breaks, it goes back into your deck.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
And it costs 1 mana. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really fun deck and a really fun card. But that card could be C playing that deck. All right, moving on to Shaman. That was it. All right, we're gonna have to kind of get through Shaman here and then get through these neutrals. Right. Time crunch and all that. All right. One of the legendaries that Hunter got. The Hunter's the only one getting a new hero card. And so, Chris, when you play this replaces your hero, and your hero becomes a different kind of shaman. It's no longer Thrall. Alright? So, Hagatha the Witch. Battlecry, deal 3 damage to all minions. So, when you cast this, it will deal 3 damage to all minions. It's, they have its effect as a passive effect. There's a picture of it somewhere. Here we go. If you can scroll down, Bewitch. Passive hero power. After you play a minion, add a random shaman spell to your hand. So basically, all your minions become become +1 draw card, right? So yeah, no doubt. Not terrible at all. So pretty good.
Yeah, it protects itself. 5 armor.
Yeah.
You can probably look to turn on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the 5 armor has been proven. All the hero Death Knights have it, and it always feels very swingy. It always just seems to be just enough to pull you out of lethal. So it's good. Shutter Walk, Battlecry, repeat all other Battlecries from cards you played this game. Target's chosen randomly. This could just be fun, because why not? I mean, so say you went with a bunch of Battlecries that buffed your guys. You could just kind of like lightning. No, we can't do that. I don't know. It seems memey, not consistent, but fun.
I mean, it's look the art.
Yeah, it just screams that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess the idea was like we gave them a very competitive legendary, and they're only got Death Knight. So, welcome to meme legendary. Hell, all right. Moving on to Bog Shaper. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a minion from your deck. So a card to help you cycle with your Hagatha power. So pretty good. Shaman has some good cast spells with Lightning Bolt and.
I should get some board presence late game.
Yeah, 7 mana 4/8 is not a bad stat line.
Body.
Yeah, it's technically under cost about 1 mana, but 4/8 has just proven to be a very resilient distribution of stats. So there's been a lot of cards that like 8 mana 4/8s that have strong Battlecries who see play, and this is makes your spells draw a card, and whenever you play a creature, you draw a card with the Hagatha. Seems good.
Yep.
This card seems bad though. Totem Cruncher, taunt, this Battlecry, destroy your totems, gain +2/+2 for each destroyed.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Throw away your board presence to put all your stats into one minion, which will then promptly get immediately removed. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, nope.
Good
Don't.
old polymorph.
I just have no respect for that at all. It's as bad as the other one was. Well, the Warlock had a 3-mana 3/3, but it was actually good for triggering like death rattles you wanted. This doesn't even do that. So, moving on. 1. Blazing Invocation. Discover a Battlecry minion. 1 mana, draw 1 card. Doesn't seem bad.
No, not at all.
Um, that's just pretty simple. Earth and Might. 2 mana, give a minion +2/+2. If it's an elemental, add a random elemental to your hand. So, elemental version of Market Yarstrage, which is a really good card. The elemental is a much less difficult creature type right now to take advantage of because, yeah, there's really strong elemental cards. I like
Especially
this.
shaman.
Yeah, so I like this. This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's cantrip. Cantrips are good. Merc Spark Ill. 2 mana, 2/3. Your deck has only even cost cards, deal 2 damage. I mean, it's not bad if you can do the even. It's really strong if you can do the even cost card thing. So all the odd even cards, really strong if you can meet the requirement. But I'm not sure which world you would do this because some of Shaman's best cards are odd. Like, I mean, Hagatha's even. That's cool. The Bog Shaper to make Hagatha made possibly stronger isn't there. Bloodlust. Lots of stuff. You get to keep it Earth and Might, though. Yeah, so it could be good. And as with all those, if those decks are good, these cards will be in them. Ghostlight Angler, 2 mana, 2/2 Echo. As many 2 mana 2/2s as you like. This is kind of cool because Shaman has a quest that triggers when you cast Murlocs. So this can help you get the Shaman quest done faster. So
There you go.
It has a purpose. I'm not sure if that purpose is good, but it has a purpose. Witch's Apprentice. Taunt. Battlecry, add a random Shaman spell to your hand. So a lot of people don't like this card because it doesn't have any attack. I think 1 mana, draw a card. Fog a minion is probably fine, and if you're a slower, more control type or mid-range Shaman deck. So
I'd play it.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. What else are you doing on turn 1, right?
Yeah.
Zap. 0 mana, deal 2 damage to a minion. Overload 1. I love it. I love 0 mana spells. 0 mana is a ridiculous mana requirement. So just pay for it in the future. Yeah.
Seems good.
Yeah, no, that's I didn't even see that. I wonder if there's a world, just because the way card games work, if this is somehow the best card spoiled here right now. You know? Just 0 mana is ridiculous.
I mean, if you can like drop 2 of them on turn 1.
Yeah, it's so swingy when you needed to. Well, here's the deal. I guess Backstab already does this, but this Backstab only deals damage to an undamaged minion. This hits take it back, Chris. It's only to a minion, but it's still really good. I like it. Pretty awesome. Alright. Moving on to Wardlock. OP Lock. Glinda Crowskin. Minions in your hand have Echo.
Seems ridiculous.
If it sticks. Now, remember, in Magic, it's a lot easier to get stuff to stick. Hearstone, I mean, you're liable to lose anything you play that very next turn. So,
Wait, so once it dies, the cards in your hand lose Echo?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a passive like global that it offers. But I mean, it's not without its merit. I think it's if this is their quote unquote bad Warlock legendary, there are definitely worse bad legendaries to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it has potential. I don't know what you're playing, but that you want multiple copies of because so many of these guys hit you in the face for damage. But they are. I mean, it's good in Zoo. Like, there's a world where you just want to play a bunch of 1-drops right after this, right? So,
Right.
no, it's good in Zoo. I think it's a place in Zoo. Just to make you just turn 1 card into 2 or 3 just to help you stretch your resources, right? I mean,
Right.
it's not a strong body in Zoo, but it's not bad that it sticks around at 7 defense.
And now, good legendary.
Yeah, now a good one. Lord Godfrey. Best legendary. Priest robes and 2 pistols. Get holler at your boy. 7 mana, 4/4. Deal 2 damage to all other minions if any die or repeat this battle cry. So basically, if you apply this intelligently, it's a board wipe most of the time, or a strong percentage of the time, that leaves you with a dude.
Yep.
No other board wipes that can potentially kill the entire board have the ability to leave you a dude on the board, so that's pretty good, especially in Warlock, because it's like competing. It's 1 turn faster than Twisting Nether, and Twisting Nether doesn't leave you with the people, but Twisting Nether isn't conditional either, so pretty good. Pretty good. Death Webs. Anything you want to say about Lord Godfrey, Chris?
No, this is good.
Yeah, just fair enough. Read the card, and then it's good. Death Web Spider. 5 mana, 4/6. Battle Cry. If your hero took damage this turn, gain lifesteal. So this is kind of part of the new, like, Warlock's punching himself in the face for advantage.
Right.
I think I heard an interesting argument for this card is that it's not the card that makes your deck great, but it's the card that the punch yourself in the face deck Warlock needs to not kill itself, kind of thing, right? So you want to, because it has a lot of defense and it'll probably stick around for at least, if it gets traded into, you'll gain 8 life most likely because it'll get hit twice, or you get to just get repeated 4. I mean, it's not a bad stat line for 5 mana at all. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, it's like a hard removal spell that something later down the line you want doesn't.
Yeah, that your mountain giant doesn't take. So yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, or whatever it is that you might be playing. Your other sick minion. Move on to Ratcatcher. I haven't seen this one yet. 3 mana, 2/2 rush. Battlecry. Destroy a friendly minion and gain its attack and health.
Doomguard fuel.
Yeah, it's like another activator for like a later turn with the cube block, the carnivorous cube. But if you buff it, you get to basically run into their taunt and destroy it, so your Doom Guards get through. Seems good. Seems good. So you don't. I mean, it just the ability to destroy any number of minions to trigger battle cry. There's other death rattles in the game, right? So it's just a card that synergizes really well with death rattle strategies in general. Because you probably just drop it, destroy your guys, get your death rattle effects, and then just run into something big with it, right? So it has potential. I like the concept. Artwork's cool.
Tier 1.
No, possibly, yeah.
Like, I forget what it's called. Not Night Slayer, but Shadowcraft. There you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. The suit he's in, the mask. Blood Witch. At the start of your turn, it's a 4 mana 3/6. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to your hero. Good for activating stuff. It's a strong stat line at 4 mana, right? We talked about that with the Hunter Legendary. So if punching yourself in the face is good, this will make it work. So I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Curse of Weakness. Echo, give all enemy minions -2 attack until your next turn.
It's really good.
Yeah, and like a zoo deck where you have to trade but you're gonna lose your guys. That's sick. Yeah,
I didn't even think about the like offensively. Yeah, it's a thing in Hearstone.
Yeah. Oh, and until your next turn, so that also keeps you from getting cracked back too. That's just a strong, flexible card. And like that's just very swingy, possibly, because 2 mana is pretty cheap to abuse that, you know.
Yeah.
That card just seems cool. Why not give Warlock better tools? They're already pretty strong, but why not? Moving on to Dark Possession. Deal 2 damage to a friendly character. Discover a demon.
So 1 damage, do 2, and draw a card.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good activator for all your other guys, and you already have this. Basically, it gives you because you have Cobalt dude. It's a 1 mana 2/1, deal 2 damage yourself, draw a card. So it's kind of like in that vein of that, just draw cards and activate your things. It seems fun. I like it. And it helps you to get more Doom Guards or more Warlords.
It's always good.
Yeah, that's what you want to hit, right? Dusk Bat, 3 mana 2/4. If your hero took damage this turn, summon 2 1/1 bats.
It's pretty. So potentially what? With can you deal 2 damage to yourself with a dark? Or you said a Cobalt's a 1 mana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turn 4, Dust Bat, Cobalt, draw a card, have 4 bodies on the board.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about this card's ability to be consistent because it's probably not going to be super consistent on turn 3 because you can't even really set up the Blood Witch until then. So it really needs to be a turn 4 or 5 card. Now turn 5 you could always just hero power into this, but that feels kind of like low impact on turn 5. But with you can have up to right now just Dark Possession, the Cobalt, Librarian. And if this isn't some kind of zoo deck, which is what you'll do in, and the Flame Imp, you have 6 1/1s to pair with this to go wide pretty hard. I think it has potential there.
Definitely.
We still have Warrior. Alright, Fiendish Circle. Summon 4 1/1 Imps. Chris, I'm going to have to call this after we do Warlock. I'm going to have to finish it up tomorrow. I got to get to bed. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, I'll continue part 2 of this in the morning. So where were we at? Duskrat? Oh, Fiendish Circle. Summon 4 1/1 Imps for 4 mana.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
Then I don't know the meta, so I don't know if like 4 1/1s are worth it or not.
Well, here's the deal. In a world where I told you about the Shaman quest, right? Where you summon Murlocs and it goes off. There was a 4 mana Shaman spell that summoned 4 1/1 Murlocs, and all those Murlocs went towards completing the quest, and that card still didn't see play. So, but the Warlock Zoo is a bit different. It would need here's the deal. It's losing a card that would go really well with it, which was a card that gave Battlecry gave all your demons +1/+1. So I don't know. Yeah, unless there's like a global buff for your imps, I don't really see them being good because it's not like Paladin plays cards like this, but Paladin buffs all those cards with spells, right? So this doesn't do that, or Warlock doesn't have anything like that. So I don't really like it.
I can see that. And lastly, we got the Witchwood Imp. 1 mana 1/1 stealth, and Death Rattle will give random friendly minion to you off. Seems.
I mean, it's a 1 mana 1/1, and it's got a lot of text, but that text seems low impact right now. So if you need a 1 mana 1/1 imp, I don't like because right now, I guess your Zoo's losing some good 1-cost demons with Malkazar's imp and stuff. But I mean, I guess it's a buff. Maybe there's something to this card. Like you play into a strong turn 2 minion, but I don't know. It's still like operating in a whole card slot seems low impact to me. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for right now. We'll continue this video tomorrow. Thank you for your help today, Chris. You've been awesome.
My pleasure. Have a good night, and yep, keep buying things off Amazon.
All right. Take it easy.